How do we practice renunciation married or in a family life? The first question is, what are we renouncing? Even the greatest renunciants don't renounce oxygen. They don't renounce water. So there's no one who renounces everything. Most don't renounce sleep or food. So when we talk about renunciation, the question becomes, what are we renouncing and why? The reason that renunciation is something that's emphasized on a spiritual path is because as humans, we have, as any creature, we have 24 hours in our day, and we have a limited amount of time and energy and focus in our lives. We cannot run in two directions simultaneously. And so what we're told is, if you want to have a deep spiritual practice, you need to renounce. And typically the things that we're told to renounce, if you are living a life of sannyas, a life of a monk or a nun, so we renounce family. We renounce sex and sensual pleasures. We renounce ownership of things. But in a married life, in a family life, in everyone's life, the true renunciation is a renunciation of my attachment to the fact that what I need in my life for peace, for joy, is going to come from someone outside of me. That's really the type of renunciation we all need. There are plenty of people who have renounced family and sex and sensual pleasures and ownership of possessions who are miserable. There's no one-track line that says the more you renounce, the more peace you're in, or the happier you are. We renounce those things to free up time, energy in our lives and literal energy in our bodies for a spiritual practice. But if all we're doing is thinking about those things, well, we haven't achieved anything. The real renunciation is a renunciation of the attachment to getting what I need fulfilled by someone outside of myself or something outside of myself. So whether it's money, possessions, a spouse, sex, food, children, glory, name, fame, those are the things that bind me, and that's the renunciation that's going to free me. And it's just as easy to do in a family as not in a family. It's certainly more of a challenge because you've got so many people we've been taught are the ones who are going to bring you happiness. But the inner work is just as easy. It's just more of a logistic challenge. But you've got even more of an opportunity because in our families, we have really a beautiful opportunity for true spiritual love, which is love that doesn't expect anything back. Not even an appreciation of the love. Sure, we can say, I don't ask anything of you. But on some level, we do. We should be appreciated. We should be acknowledged. We should be loved. But the real renunciation is a renunciation of even that, a renunciation of the expectation of anything. And an awareness that all of that which I need is within. It's between me and God. And what that does is it frees us up to be in relationship with our family, serving as our dharma, loving them fully. We can love them even better. You don't get apathy, you don't get indifference, you don't get aloofness. Because when we don't have an agenda, we actually can love so much more. If I don't need you to treat me in a certain way, I'm free to love you so much more purely than if I'm constantly judging your reaction to what I'm doing. If we're not looking to our spouse, to our children, to our in-laws for acknowledgement, for acceptance, then we're free. Free to be a wife, a mother, a daughter-in-law, but more importantly, free to be ourselves in all of the roles we play, whether it's within a family, whether it's with friends, whether it's in a workplace, whether it's as a customer in a store, whether it's as a fellow pedestrian walking down the road, then we're really free. So that renunciation is possible wherever we are. And the benefits of it, the fruits of it, are just as beautiful, regardless of what situation you're living in. It's slightly more difficult to get yourself out of the external clutches. But if internally we're clear, if internally I'm not attached to you appreciating me, or you responding to me in a certain way, or you acting in a certain way, or you doing a certain thing, then I'm free to fully blossom on the inside, regardless of how many relationships I have.